So today's session is on storytelling, which is something we do very, very often actually. Every day we are telling a story of some sort, either relating something that happened recently, yesterday, this morning, trying to tell people what happened to us or what happened to somebody else. I mean, for example, today the big news is the MRT, right? East-West line, and they say that it probably would not be operational even to tomorrow. Okay, so that's the big news. So we are telling stories all the time, whether you're a reporter, whether you're just a person, whether even like you're speaking to children. So this is a skill that we all need and we are using it every day. So it's something we can do better at. So let me first share with you a few reasons why telling stories or storytelling is so important, okay? So for example, number one, storytelling forges connections. So story has an ability to create emotional connections between the one who is telling the story and the audience. Compared to sharing facts and figures, nothing beats storytelling. Somehow we find it relatable and we are able to flow with it because otherwise facts and figures are just very cold, hard facts. Stories are also memorable, and I said earlier, stories are remembered up to 22 times more than facts alone. Can you imagine that? Stories are remembered 22 times more than just facts. Stories also inspire and teach, just like, for example, the parables in the Bible. Jesus taught a lot of times through telling stories in the form of a parable. And stories also appeal to all learners. We understand that there are different types of learning styles, isn't it? But actually, truth be told, the latest research has found that there is no such thing as learning styles. Everybody learns the same way. And it depends on your interest, it depends on the urgency and the need of learning the thing. It applies to all learners, different age, different gender, different backgrounds. It doesn't matter where you come from, what walk of life you come from. Stories are relatable to you and you are able to learn from it. Stories are fundamental to the human being because before there was the printing press, before there was writing materials, before there was even the invention of writing itself, stories were being passed on by word of mouth. And that's why they call it oral history. And this is how we tell each other. One generation tells the other what happened before. And then that generation will pass it on to the next. So this is how human beings related. This is how human beings began to connect themselves through history, through words. Stories also create lasting impressions. When the stories are well told and stories are interesting, or at least made to seem interesting, it sticks in people's minds and people hardly forget it, right? And mastering the art of storytelling is, individuals become more effective communicators, leaders, as well as educators. So storytelling is a skill that a lot of marketing people, even in the corporate world, they are beginning to see this is so important, all right? Because by telling a story about who you are, why you're here, why you're doing what you're doing, it really touches people and able to convey a message better than anything else.